Hello again, and thank you for checking out this new video review here on the Museum Modeler channel. This is going to be an unboxing of the Dragon 1/700 scale USS San Diego CL-53, an anti-aircraft cruiser. This kit is something I've been looking forward to diving into for quite some time, and I think I'm finally going to have time in my build schedule to tackle it. And because of that, we're going to take a look here and see what's inside the box. So, nice box art, by the way. Shows you San Diego right here with the Measure 12 modified camouflage that she wore in 1942. You see it's a Dragon Premium Edition kit. That means that it's got new slide molds, new photo etch pieces. Zoom in a little bit here. Photo etch replacement pieces. So, you know, it's definitely a good bang for your buck. I bought this more than a year ago, but it must have been only like $25 or $30. So really, it's a great value for all that you get inside the kit. All right. Got your instructions here, of course. Dragon's instructions, if you've never built a Dragon kit, their instructions can be confusing. They are a little bit detail heavy. This isn't too bad, but you get some kits, the Tirpitz kit, the Essex kit, where one page will have 7 different steps on it. You got all these arrows and options, cut this, move this, and you really got to take time to dissect it. This isn't too bad. So I must have spoke a little bit too soon. This is pretty clear instructions. It might have something to do with the fact that this is a pretty small kit. Being a cruiser in 700 scale, you're only going to get a couple of inches there. All right, I will admit I opened up one bag earlier because I wanted to take some measurements of the waterline base plate just to see how this kit stacks up against the prototype. She scales out at 532 feet, but the actual ship was 541 feet. So she's about 9 scale feet short. That's not much. I don't have the math on me, but that's a fraction of an inch. And then for her beam, she scales out on the kit at 45.5 feet wide, but in actual reality, she was 52 feet wide. So it's 7 feet short. So 9 feet short in the length, 7 feet short in the width. At this scale, you know, that's the pittance. It's not going to be a deal breaker, at least not for me. Another thing, though, I noticed when opening up that fret, or that bag rather, this is good for me. I wanted to build her as the USS Atlanta, not the USS San Diego, you know, the twin sisters. And the nameplate is for USS Atlanta. So I don't know if Dragon intends for you to actually build her as Atlanta, or what. There's no nameplate for San Diego, just Atlanta. The instructions, the paint schemes only show San Diego's paint schemes, 42, 43, 44, and 45. There's no reference anywhere on the box in the instructions to Atlanta except for that nameplate. Like I said, that works for me. I'd intended to build her as Atlanta right before she was sunk at the first naval battle of Guadalcanal. So, yeah, I guess happy accidents do happen. All right, so let's take a look at what's actually in the bags, and I should have gone and gotten myself a cutting board to do this. I'll just do this real carefully here. I've got an X-Acto mat around here somewhere, but all right. This is actually a board that I use for photographic backdrop, so its integrity isn't, you know, absolutely necessary. It's just, you know, nice. Okay, you get two-piece hull. Now, this is a little bit weird. I don't know if you can see that clearly or not, but the hull is actually, it's a complete full hull to about the start of the superstructure, and then it turns into a half hull till you get to the back. There's this extra chunk here that fits in underneath. Now maybe that has to do with the curve of the ship and that it couldn't be molded too cleanly. I don't know, I'd have to ask the folks at Dragon, but that's a little bit interesting. You're going to have to actually put the bottom half of the hull on. But the rest of the moldings look really nice. The bridge superstructure, the doors look really good. For once, I don't think I'm going to have to replace the watertight doors with photo etch. Those doors are nice. The ladders are pretty good too. The ladders will probably get to stay too, so that means it's even less modification than I'm usually used to. There is the crane that goes behind the number 2 funnel. That crane is really bad. It's thick molding. You know, anytime you get any sort of a girding structure in plastic, you're going to have problems. That'll be replaced with photo etch. I do have the gold medal models photo etch kit for cruisers and destroyers on the way, so that'll be replacing this. I should also mention I've got the 5-star models photo etch detail set that's actually designed for this kit coming in too, and that's got, I think, full photo etch covers for the superstructure, funnel grills, new masts, importantly new gun barrels and resin blast bags. So if some of this detail isn't acceptable, I'm sure that the photo etch set is going to be able to replace that. One thing to note, there are 2 bridge fronts. Looks like this is pieces A2 and A3, and I did go through the directions earlier, and they actually indicate that you should build the bridge with A3. That is not true. The Atlanta class at this stage had a steeped bridge. A3 is a smooth front. A2 is the tiered. You want to go with the tiered if you're building the Atlanta or San Diego from this phase. In fact, I was going through the Warship's Perspectives book on the Atlanta, and I can't find any of the smooth front bridge. Doesn't mean that, you know, it wasn't there. When you're looking at the Atlanta class at the time, the pictures of the bridge, the shadowing and the angles make it difficult to tell really what you're looking at all the time, but I still have not been able to find a smooth front. If you know differently, leave it in the comments. I want to hear it. Okay, then we start getting into all the knickknacks. Now, this being a warship, of course, she needs to have armament. Put this over here. And this is where Dragon's done something really interesting. You have 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 identical frets of weapons from their Essex class kit. You might have seen me do a review of the Dragon Essex not long ago. This is like spare parts heaven here. Surely they included this because of the 5-inch mounts, but still you get all the Bofors, all the Oerlikons, all the open 5-inch 38s. You get extra paravanes. I mean, this is going to be just great for my spare parts box, because even though I only need this for probably, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 parts, I'm going to have all this left over. That's a great little touch from Dragon. Of course, it saves them money too, needing to make extra molds. So in the end, everybody wins. Okay, more spares bags, or spares frets, I should say. Something else they've done, more Essex pieces. Not 1, but 2, count them, 2 Essex class islands. Now, why are these here? I can only imagine it's because of, again, the 5-inch mounts. Or possibly there's another piece here that you reuse on the San Diego. I'm sorry, on the Atlanta in this case. In fact, it's got to be it. The 5-inch mounts are on these frets, and this must be for the other secondary ammunition. So yeah, because you use a lot of the same ammo or armament that was on other ships, you get all these leftover pieces. That's 2 complete islands right there. So lots of Essexes you could build when you're done with this. You just got to get some hulls. Okay, the last styrene fret. It's interesting. It's the old, not the new, the old Skywave Pit Road E6 weapon set. Now this has been replaced by an upgraded set that Skywave and Pit Road have come out with better detail. But all the same, you get here 5-inch mounts, you get Mark 37 radars, your torpedo tubes, your anchors, what are those? There's some twin Bofors, life rafts, searchlights. I don't see any 1.1s. I thought this set had 1.1s, but I could be wrong on that. Cable reels. So lots of fun little molded details here, and you get 2 of them. Now, the E6 kit is hard to find on a regular basis in the States. You usually have to order it from overseas, but sometimes there are suppliers here that have it. But in case you can't find it, here you go. Now again, this is the old moldings, so I know that they've replaced the 5-inch single mounts on the new moldings. The rest, though, are probably pretty close. These are really good looking torpedo tubes, I gotta say. So again, spare parts just left and right. And as mentioned earlier, it's a premium kit, which means it comes with photo etch. So let's cut open this photo etch bag. Here's your decals. Now here there's references to the other Atlanta classes. You have decals for Atlanta, Juneau, San Diego, and San Juan. These were the first 4 Atlanta class cruisers. It's worth noting that the second set of 4 cruisers were just, the superstructure was vastly different. even though they were technically Atlanta class, they're oftentimes referred to as the Oakland class because the USS Oakland was the lead ship in that second set of 4. So you can really build any of the first 4 Atlantas with this kit, is I guess what I'm saying. You've also got hull numbers, CL-51 through 54, a couple of flags, and then there's your photo etch. Let's see here. If I can't just pull this off. Oop, there you go. And you have lots of railings. Let me straighten that out there. Hopefully that's clear. So lots of railings. You've got your 1.1s. That's where the 1.1s went. Depth charge racks and some radars. So those are nice touches, especially when it comes to 1.1s because it's difficult to get clean looking ones in styrene. Nico models makes a great 1.1 in resin. I've got one of those left, so I may wind up using it depending how well this goes together on the photo etch. We'll see if we use that. I've used Dragon's PE before. I found it really delicate, forgiving. You know, you can bend it back, but it's very, very easy to misshape this stuff. Now, granted, the last time I used Dragon photo etch was my first time ever using photo etch, and I've got a lot more experience now. So we'll see if that has anything to do with how it goes together on this. And there you have it. That's the whole kit. So again, it's 2 sprues, which are specific to an Atlanta class. Your hull, your superstructure, nameplates, etc., and then just gobs and gobs of spare armaments. So if nothing else, if you're just looking for spare parts, drop 25 bucks on this kit and use it to fill your spares box, because you could live off this stuff for a number of different builds. I can see myself using some of these on the Fletcher class or on a Cleveland class. I'm going to be doing a Cleveland in not too long, the USS San Juan, so these Bofors especially are really nice. So yeah, it's good times. Alright, hope you enjoyed this unboxing of the Dragon USS San Diego / USS Atlanta / whatever you want it to be. Again, you can always check out video reviews, unboxings, history lessons, etc. on the Museum Modeler blog, which is at www.themuseummodeler.wordpress.com. This is the States, where we spell modeler with 1 L and not 2, so bear that in mind. You can also follow us on our Facebook page. I say us, but it's really just me. So follow the Museum Modeler Facebook page at facebook.com/themuseummodeler. And that's where you get much more frequent updates about builds and statuses and this and that. Debates. Have it what you will. Alright, well, again, thank you very much for checking us out. Leave your comments if you got any below. Have yourself a wonderful day. Enjoy your kits, and happy modeling.